I bought a mattress. But
And it's Valentine's Day, so ooh la la.
I know, right? That's yeah, that doesn't happen. Right itch. I feel like I've been bitten by someone.
Bitten by the love bug, that's what it is.
No, making me sick.
We should probably start now.
Yeah, probably. Great. I like how the welcome is talk about my laptop getting fucked last week.
Yes.
So that was I guess we've started, and you will know that if you listen to last week, my laptop continually crashed and was a dick all week. In the end, it completely died, so I was going to reinstall Windows, but then it was a Windows 8 machine. No, it was a Windows 7 machine, which I upgraded to Windows 8 and then upgraded to Windows 10. And then it wanted my Windows 7 key, and I was like, this is already too much like hard work. So I've just installed Linux on it. And that's going, it's going really well, actually. Being as all I ever do on my laptop is, this. And a bit of kind of gentle browsing. Everything that I would use on it works. I don't play games on it 'cause it's, I don't know, like 6 years old or something. So for that, it's really good. It doesn't take too long to load up. It takes less time to load up than Windows, and it does all kinds of things. My only problem was I had my capture card all set up, ready to record some gameplay, and it doesn't like the capture card. And it turns out that Linux inherently doesn't like capture cards. You can get lucky sometimes, but it's sort of fairly few and far between, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might just cheat and emulate the games that I was going to record anyway, because I can and it will look better. So
I've never actually used Linux.
Yeah, it's God, the distribution I'm using is called Mint, and it is very much like Windows. It's a very Windows-like sort of environment, so you can get used to it really quickly. And it's got its own little app store. The app store thing is the best. It's called the Software Manager. You just open it, type in the sort of software that you want. It shows you a list of the software that you can download. You download it, and that's it. And it's really handy. It's really, really helpful. I don't know why Windows hasn't done it. I suppose Windows does it with things like Steam, but to have like utilities, I guess Steam does utilities now, so I'm just going to assume that it's Steam.
Well, you have the Windows Store now, but that's
who uses
not
it?
great.
Have you ever logged into the Windows Store?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever have. When I first got Windows 10, I think I looked at it and downloaded the Netflix app, and then quickly decided that Netflix on the website was better, so I just gave up and did that.
Yeah, I've only downloaded it. I've only used it to play Gears 4 and Halo 5 Forge on it. I've not actually really done that much on it.
I wish they set it up so if you could prove you had a copy of the game, then you could download the game on Windows, or gave you a key. So you'd buy the Xbox version and they'd give you a key to play the game on Windows. So I'd love to try Gears on my PC, but I don't want to buy it again.
I got a really good deal on the cross buy. It was £25 before around November time, I think it was. It was I think it was Black Friday sale stuff. £25 for the Xbox One and PC version. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But the Xbox One is like a huge. Is it like 90 gig or something?
The Xbox One was like 50 something, and the PC one was about 85, something like that.
I don't. I was just sat there thinking, why is the PC one so much bigger? But then I guess maybe they had like better textures and things. Yeah, I guess that's it.
You can play them 4K. But yeah, so welcome. That was a very, very long intro.
It was a long-winded intro, yes.
It was indeed. So I suppose we should crack on with some news stories.
Yeah. So I actually only know about one of these this week, and it's just because I spent all day talking about it. So I guess the first one is the Costume Quest TV show.
Yeah. So last week we were talking about Netflix having Castlevania, and then this week, Amazon Prime has announced that they're doing a Costume Quest TV show. And I was like, really? Another animated one?
That's Xbox. Isn't that Xbox Studios or Microsoft Studios?
It was Double Fine.
Double Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose like Double Fine is quite cartoony, so it might.
I think it actually
suit
could make a really good TV show, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess the story. I think I only played Costume Quest 2. I didn't really get into it that much because it just seemed really weird. I guess I kind of expected it was different, but then it was like kind of a weird turn-based action RPG thing. And I think after about like 3 hours, I kind of decided that it just wasn't for me.
See, I really enjoyed the first one. I had a lot of fun playing that. The story was pretty cool. It's Halloween, and you and your sister are fighting over who gets to wear what costume, and then depending on who you pick, because you could pick either the girl or the boy, the other one gets snatched away from the bad guy, so you have to go and find them. I chose the little boy, so I had to go and find his sister. And then you meet up with other people, and they come into your party, and each costume has different powers and different special moves, and then you just basically battle these like goblin type creatures. And you go knocking on doors and stuff, and some will have just normal people that will give you candy, and then others will be the bad guys that you have to fight. It was pretty simplistic. There wasn't much tactics to it, but I just had a lot of fun. It was kind of like turn your brain off and just press some buttons and enjoy the scenery and the story.
I think the story's really good. Certainly the second story, the beginning of the second one was really interesting, and I think the story would suit a TV show really well. So yeah, maybe it'll be. And I thought the look of it, like the aesthetics of it, was really good. That kind of like 3D cell shaded looks kind of 2D-ish. Yeah, I thought it looked really pretty, and I think it sounds pretty good. But like I say, I never really got into the games, so I don't know how much I'll get into the show. I don't see why I shouldn't enjoy the show. It's, cartoon's a cartoon, really, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, the second game, it just didn't click with me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think it was because it was exactly the same, or what. I don't really know. I can't really tell you why I didn't like the second one. I should have liked it, but I just a bit. Maybe it was just too early for me to play.
Yeah. I mean, I really only played it because it came free with
Gold.
Xbox? Yeah, Gold. Yeah. It's a Microsoft exclusive, isn't it?
You see, I had the first one on Steam, and then I got the second one on Gold on my Xbox. But, like I said, I just don't know the reason why I didn't enjoy that one as much.
Yeah. I don't know. I might go to it. Well, I might go back to it because it's free and I have it.
The show would be out next year, apparently.
So that it might be one of these things where I really enjoyed the show and I'm encouraged to play the game because I've really enjoyed the show. So it might not be all that bad. I guess the next thing is the Switch smartphone app.
So they detailed it a little bit on the launch, but they haven't really gone into much detail. And this news is a little bit more detail, but really not enough much more detail. It's really annoying.
I'm pretty sure it's like you have to use the app if you want to do voice chat. Is that?
Yeah, and by the looks of it, setting up games as well. It's kind of weird. So it says that you can be chatting to your friends in a little party and stuff, and then when you go into a game, it will split you up, and then you'll only be able to talk to your teammates. So I don't know if you can still, if you're in a party chat, does that keep you together playing, or would that send you out and then go to the people that you're playing online with? I really don't know. It's not very clear.
Yeah, like does it just mute the people that aren't in your team, or and how does that all work? I mean, it seems really unwieldy to offload the like matchmaking and chat facilities to a separate program. Surely you just build it into the console. You'd have thought, make it Bluetooth, give everyone like the option of getting a Bluetooth headset.
I guess it's the kind of thing, if you're taking it on the go, it'd be easier to do on your phone. But I don't know. It just seems really weird. I really need to see it actually working to really decide if it's good or not.
But then don't you have to pay more? Don't you have to pay for the app or pay a subscription for the app to be able to use it?
It'll be I assume the app will be free to download, but to use online features after September, you're going to have to go on a paywall. So like Xbox and PlayStation, but I don't know if that includes chat. Who knows? They haven't even given those details out. What they've said is that you can schedule games for later on. So you can, I assume you can schedule a time and a date, and that goes out to your friends. Then you can all get together and sort out a game that way, and it will automatically send invites when you go to at that time. You can chat together through the mobile app, and then get into games through the mobile app. And that's all they've said. They've not actually said how it properly works.
I want this.
It just seems really weird.
Yeah, it just feels so convoluted. I genuinely want this to be something you can use, but it's built into the console as well. Or it's an app you can get on the console but not at release. Because it just seems like a real pain in the arse. I mean, just reading through some of the comments on the news article, everyone's just like, why have you done it this way? And I can't, for the most part, I like to play devil's advocate. So if everyone says, no, this is a stupid idea, I hate this, Nintendo have really fucked up, I like to sort of be able to say, well, maybe but I can't justify this. There's absolutely zero way I can say, yeah, this makes sense. The only, like you said, it does mean that when you are out and about, you can use the app on your phone to chat to your friends in the party lobbies who are playing games. If you've not got your Switch with you, you can still talk to your friends who are playing and kind of be involved a little bit. But
presumably that's the case. I don't know if you still need to have a connection to your Switch or not to do that.
Maybe it's just a really Japanese idea.
I don't know. They really need to show it off to let people get an understanding of how it actually works. I don't want to rule it off until I've actually seen it.
I mean,
it might be a really good idea.
Yeah, it might be really clever. It might just seem backwards, but I don't know. I just cannot. I mean, the only thing I can think is it must be a Japanese thing that we don't get because it's not culturally relevant to us, if that makes sense.
Maybe. The thing is, we're only like 2.5 weeks or something until the launch, and we still barely know fuck all.
Yeah, they've not really been forthcoming with the information, have they? Let's be honest.
No, it's just odd. Like other companies would be showing you up front quite early on how they got things working and how you'll be doing things. I mean, they won't show you every single little thing, but they'll give things like this. They would show you straight away.
You'd think
just,
so, wouldn't you?
Nintendo way, isn't it? Just we'll keep it all hush, hush, hush until you actually get the product itself. Hopefully, it works out. I'm hopeful that this console will do well.
Well, I guess it sounds like they are gearing up for the Switch to be the next 3DS. It's their handheld. They've always said it's not a home console, it's a handheld console you can play on your TV. And this thing's replacing the 3DS, and the DS line is just insanely popular. So
you see, you're saying that, but I've only ever read that they're saying that it's a home console that you can take away. So that seems like the message is being confused between people.
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure I read that the Nintendo spokesman was saying, no, it's not a home console. It's a portable console you play on your TV, and that's the only way you can look at it because they're replacing their DS line with it. So, assuming that everyone that loved their 3DS will say, well, they're not making DS games anymore, let's get a Switch, then it will do incredibly well. The few people that bought a Wii U might say, well, yeah, alright, I'll get a Switch because and there's like really big Nintendo fans out there that will just buy anything Nintendo, so it really doesn't matter. But will this be another console that gamers have? I guess like you can't take your Xbox or PS4 out and about, so gamers that liked to be able to, well, I assume that gamers that liked to be able to be mobile would have a 3DS, so they would buy one. But for people like me that, alright, I have a 3DS, I just never use it, would I go out of my way to buy a portable console? And I don't know. I would see it more as a home console that I could take out and about if I wanted. So, I don't know.
I just see it as a console that I can play in bed. Basically,
you can play in bed watching a TV.
True, but I'm just saying that's how I kind of see it. It's just a bit more up close and personal.
It just means you've not got to stop when you go to the toilet. That's all it is. You don't have to put the game down when you need to pee. So you just, I don't. I'm still. I really want to like it.
I wonder how many levels people will complete on Mario whilst they're on the shitter.
Loads and loads. I bet you'll get people that will sort of try to get into a Mario Kart 8 lobby, think I need to go to the bathroom, I won't get into a game before I get there or before I'm finished. We'll get into a game and then just have to sit on the toilet for 10 minutes till they finish. Well, that's not unusual anyway, to be fair, is it? Sort of spend 5 minutes looking for something to read. So
you could sort of do it on the Wii U if your gamepad could stretch that far.
Yeah, game dependent. You could do it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
There's so many adverts like that. There was a famous one for the Wavebird, where there was someone on the toilet with a Wavebird and they'd angled a mirror in front of the door so they could see the TV.
Fantastic.
I'll have to find it and put it on the Facebook group. But yeah, that's so I guess that's I still don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything about the Switch. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just whole thing is.
Sounds
the whole
cool.
thing is, I don't know. Yeah, I think it sounds good.
I'm still going to get one at some point.
Yeah, I watched a video of someone playing that. A couple of people playing that 1-2 Switch, and it looks ridiculous. It looks like the sort of thing you could not get away with any other console.
Milking a cow.
Yeah, and like sword fighting and like playing a drum or something.
I don't understand how that game's not boxed in with the console. How is that a full-fledged game? It's got like 8 mini games or something.
I don't think it's full price though. I think it's still cheaper than the other games.
Yeah, but it's like 40 quid.
Yeah.
But the others are like 60, so it's still full price as far as I'm concerned.
The console, you were saying that you thought Splatoon 2 would be a bundle game. They do give you a Splatoon
Demo.
2 like playable demo online demo-y thing, which I guess is just a couple of maps. So I guess you weren't far off the mark, but yeah, still,
yeah.
it's not great. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, a Splatoon demo with my £300 console. Thanks, Nintendo.
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of people would be happy with that because it was quite popular on the Switch, on the Wii U.
Yeah, it was really popular.
Anyway, I think we've covered Nintendo.
I think we've exhausted it. Yeah.
So this next bit of news is quite sad and also head scratching as well.
It's amazing.
Apparently, thousands of dollars worth of retro games
Supposedly
have gone missing.
$10,000, but
Yeah, $10,000.
people have
been shipped by UPS, I think, from Germany to New York, and it got lost.
I don't think. I'm not sure it was New York. I'm not sure where it was being sent, but basically it got lost in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's crazy. That makes me really sad if that is actually true.
I mean, the rabbit hole goes fairly deep. To be fair, we were we were talking about it on a group on Facebook, and someone commented on one of my posts, and I assumed it was the guy because he seemed to know a lot about it. And I assumed it was the guy, and I spoke to him about it, and he said, "No, I'm not the guy, but this is all on his website." And I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and try and explain it a bit because people don't seem to understand what's going on. So, there's a guy in America who is documenting. He's trying to make really good ROMs of the entire SNES library.
This is what I don't understand. Why is he doing that? It's like these games are available online. I know some of us slightly altered with stuff, but pretty much all the games have already been preserved digitally somewhere. There's other people doing it. So what is he doing differently? I don't understand that.
I'm not sure. He from what I can understand, he's created some. He's created like a new piece of hardware that reads the ROM in like a 1-to-1 basis. He says that like some games have got like revision changes. So although back in the day you couldn't get like a DLC or a patch for a game, if they noticed a bug in sort of one version of the game, they would fix it, and then every version that they created after that would be this fixed revision. So he says that there are revision changes, and he just wanted like the most up-to-date version of all of the games, and he said while he was doing it, he downloaded when he dumped a ROM, he'd look at it and he'd compare it with other ROMs online, and there were some changes, and there were sometimes some instances in some games, I can't for the life of me remember the names of the games, where they had like corrupted sprites because bits have gone awry, and so he's just trying to create the best ROM dumps of these games. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. He spent $10,000 getting all of the NTSC games, or something like that. He used that $10,000 to, like, once he sold the games and made his money back, he bought a load of like Japanese games, and sold all of those on. But the PAL games, he got in touch with a collector in Germany who agreed to lend him his collection. And what was happening was the German guy shipped him 100 cartridges. They got to him fine. He dumped all the ROMs. He says it takes sort of like a significant amount of time to do it, like per ROM, and then he shipped them all back. And then this was the second lot of 100 games that apparently cost $10,000. Now, there's been a couple of people online that said there is absolutely no way that 100 games could cost $10,000 unless they are 100 of the most expensive and the rarest games, and if he shipped them mint in box with a protector. So people are kind of saying
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, people are saying it can't possibly have been $10,000. My point, and a lot of other people's points, was why wasn't it fully insured? But the guy in America,
if I'm going to send that kind of stuff, I'm going to insure that to the max.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy in America said that, quite rightly so, he didn't send it, so the buyer is the one who would have set up the insurance on it, and if the buyer felt comfortable, he probably, because the point I've made, I will send things sometimes, and I don't really want to pay the extra few quid for the insurance or whatever, so I'll just be like, nah, it's fine, it probably won't get lost. And I've been lucky.
It depends what you're sending, is it? If you're sending hundreds of games, that's
I would not
shit
send
ton of money.
No, I would not send £10,000 or dollars or euros or whatever currency they want to make it. Certainly across seas without the amount of insurance that I believe it's worth. And the guy in America, he's tried to claim for this guy in Germany, but UPS are saying no, it's a maximum of $2,500, so you would be $7,500 out. But even they're just like, well, we've got no proof of what was in the box, we've got no no insurance or anything. There's really not an awful lot we can do. The guy in Germany, I believe, is filing a claim. But even so, it's just oddly enough, a lot of people have said, I bet it turned up at this bloke's house like 100 of the rarest, most expensive games. It's like, it's just not turned up, I don't know where they are. And I'm sure that can't be the case. I would assume that is not the case.
You'd hope not, but
no, but it
can't
does
really
make
pass
you
people.
wonder, doesn't it? Yeah. And maybe he just did the first 100 and returned them. So if the first 100 went missing, that would be very suspect. But if the first 100 got shipped out and got returned on time, then it would look. I don't know. I don't want to believe that the guy's scamming this German guy out of.
I doubt he is.
No, I don't think he is. The whole website seems genuine enough. The only sort of the last update, because it had all the online tracking things, so it got to a sorting centre in New Jersey and then hasn't moved since. So fingers crossed, it's still in a sorting office in New Jersey. It's been dumped somewhere, or it's in the back of a pile, or it's got put in a van and it's got covered up with something, or assuming it is 100 of the rarest PAL games, you would see them. I assume you'd be looking for them, so you would check eBay and Craigslist and things like that. So I think they'd be quite hard, and it sounds like they've made quite a big deal of it. So I would like to think that you couldn't try and sell them and get away with it, but
yeah,
I
I'd
don't
love to know what was actually in there, what games they're talking about to be worth that much money.
Oh god, yeah, just ridiculous amounts of money. So, I mean, there are some very expensive PAL games, but $10,000 in 100 games, I don't see it happening in a way. But
what's
maybe
what's the mass on that?
Like $100 a game.
So what the fuck are they?
Yeah,
and he's, oh my god, it boggles my mind.
Like the German guy, if the very theoretical if, I mean, I don't have 100 SNES games, and I don't have 100 SNES games worth that much money. But if I was to send games, I would take them out of the boxes. I would seal each individual one in like a waterproof Ziploc bag. I would probably wrap them in blocks of 10, and then wrap all of that in bubble wrap and have 10 lots of 10 wrapped in bubble wrap, and probably send it in either a wooden crate or one of those big plastic oil drums that you can ship. And then,
yeah, in case it sinks, it can float.
Yeah, you just take no chances, would you?
No.
But yeah, I mean, genuinely, I hope they turn up. I hope the guy who owns I hope the rightful owner gets his games back. It's not nice. Hopefully there was a problem in customs and they've been returned to Germany and they didn't tell him that it was being returned. But yeah, it's a really unfortunate thing to happen to him. It's a lot of money. It's a big chunk of a collection, and just.
All I kept thinking about this, surely there's a better way of doing this instead of having to send them over to this guy. Couldn't this guy buy a plane ticket and take his equipment over there?
That
do
was
something for a weekend, or
that was the
send that equipment over to the guy and let him do it, and just because if that was my collection and some guy in America was asking me, "Oh, can you send some games over so I can rip them?" It's like, no, I don't think so, mate.
That was, his website goes into all of this. He says, why didn't I go over to Germany? It's like, well, I would have to take a lot of equipment. The equipment's quite fragile, so I assume that it is kind of homemade. But it was just like, it would cost a lot to safely ship all of my equipment. Obviously not $10,000.
What the hell is he made?
Yeah, he says it would take a significant amount of time, like a week, so he'd have to lose a week's worth of wages, and it couldn't be holiday, apparently. He says he doesn't speak any German, so to go to like another country where you know no one and none of the language, but you'd sort of assume that, the Germans are fairly hospitable people.
Most of them know English.
Yeah, and if you know someone well enough for them to say, "I will send you $10,000 worth of games, just ship them back when you're done," surely he would say, "Just come and stay at my house for a couple of weeks, for like a week. We'll both do it together. It'll be all right."
You could have made a YouTube series on it or something.
Yeah, I guess hindsight's brilliant. I'm sorry this guy's lost his games. I hope he gets them back. But I don't know. I find it all really odd.
Yeah, it is really odd. I just don't understand that process at all.
No. But I guess it's going to be one of those things where we probably never will understand it because it doesn't make any sense.
I just hope we hear the story next week of the games were found and returned safely.
Yeah, hopefully. Right, I guess that's that bit. So onto the main topic really is as I'm sure you all are aware, it's that time of the year again when everyone buys their significant other or someone they want to be their significant other a terrible card and a box of chocolate and say, "This is a day about love, so I'll pretend to care just for the day." And it's Valentine's Day, if that wasn't blatant enough.
Another manufactured day.
Yeah, another fake holiday, but it's one of these fake holidays that everyone insists on celebrating. So, there we go. It's not, maybe Grandparents' Day will become a thing.
They tried to make that a while back,
Oh yeah, it's still almost a thing, but it's I think people thought people figured it out. I think, so
that's what Simone thinks about that.
Yeah, that's what Simone thinks about that one. Yeah, so with that in mind, I kind of wanted to do games with like love or about love, or like I did sort of wonder if there was a game about Valentine's Day in particular, but I couldn't think of any, and I tried to do a basic search and couldn't find anything in particular, so I gave up pretty quickly. So I've picked three, two of which came straight to mind, one of which not so much. The first one is The Sims, which is almost a game about falling in love. It's everyone knows The Sims. It's that classic life simulator.
I used to love The Sims.
Yeah, I really enjoyed 2. I think I got into 3 a bit. 4.
I never bothered with those. It was just the first one for me.
I liked the only thing I liked in the first one was building the houses. I don't think I really got it in a way. Like, got the idea of like making these people live. I didn't really care for that bit. I
tried and got bored of doing that, so I just used the money cheat and just made crazy houses, and that was the most fun part, just making different houses.
I never did the money cheat. I just really struggled all the way through. So, yeah, I guess that was kind of my experience with it. A friend of mine had all of the like add-on packs. The good thing about that is that he had The Sims, and then when the add-on pack came out, you used the add-on pack to play the game, and you didn't need The Sims anymore. So he gave me The Sims, so I played that. And then when he got the second add-on pack, you needed that disc to play the game, and you didn't need the other add-on pack disc. So I got that as well. So basically, I inherited every version of The Sims for a while.
Oh, wow. There was one called Hot Date, so that fits in perfectly for this theme.
Yeah, there was date. So I guess the idea really is to sort of continue your legacy, because you start with a sim and they grow old and eventually die. And I guess the point is to have children so you can keep playing the game as your family. So that was my first kind of, oh, this is a love thing. And you've got to create a relationship with your opposite sim, and you've got to get them to fall in love, and first kiss and marriage and babies and all. It's a lot of effort. It's almost more effort than real life, because in real life you just got to find someone to tolerate you long enough. And once you've wheedled your way in there, there's not really a lot they can do to get rid of you. So
I always played that game wrong. I'd made different houses around the area. I'd have celebrity people in there like Limp Bizkit and Metallica and Avril Lavigne and all this kind of thing. Everyone who was popular back then. Have those, and then just making the houses crazy and having all the expensive stuff and whatnot, and then getting them to be really bad at cooking, and then when a fire started, remove the door so they can get out. Or when they go in the pool, remove the stairs.
That was always good. So yeah, I guess that was I still kind of really like The Sims. I guess it peaked around 2 for me, but you know, I think Sims 3 is pretty good. They had the like little individual ones, so the Pirates one and the Medieval one. They were really good.
I never even got to play them.
A lot of people didn't bother. But they were just sort of like standalone games. They were quite good. They were like little RPGs. But I can't go on about
the My Sims. Do you remember that? It was like a cartoon version.
Yeah, sort of.
I had it on the Wii. That was quite cool.
I think it was only on the Wii, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Or did they do it on the PS3 eventually? I don't know. Right, the next one is again I'm going to cheat with, because I've never actually played it, but I have read a lot about it, and it doesn't, like, the more I sort of read, or the more I think about it, the less sense it makes. So it's a game called Hatto for Boyfriend, which is a game on Steam, and I think it might actually be on the PS4 now, possibly the Xbox One as well. But it's a dating game where you play a human girl, and all the other inhabitants of this particular school are pigeons.
Oh, I've heard about this game. Yeah, it sounds really weird.
Just really odd, and it's not like, they're not like anthropomorphized pigeons. They're not like anime furry pigeon men. They're just photos pigeons. Of pigeons. Yeah. Yeah. And they all have their own personality and names, and I kind of don't get it. It's almost as if there's just a joke that I'm not, like a reference that I've not understood. Because it just, the more I think about it, I'm like, why? And I've seen a few of these spring up. I think there's one with cats in it. But it kind of wouldn't be so bad if they were all like anthropomorphized cartoon pigeons and had like human faces, or I don't know. It's just weird. I find it really, really weird. And it's the sort of thing that I'm like, I need to play this, but it's ultimately like visual novel dating sim thing, and I don't get on very well with them. So I don't know. I just find it odd. I find the whole thing really strange. But yeah, I maybe I'll watch a video of it one day, but I can't bring myself to play it.
Yeah, it just looks really fucking weird. Really weird.
Yeah, so my final one is actually the one that I didn't think of straight away.
This one I instantly thought of, and when I saw.
Yeah, when you saw it,
topic, and I was like, "Oh, he's already got it."
I knew you'd see it. See, I was the opposite. For one of yours, I thought, "Oh, that one. That's the only one I can think of." But then I realised I never played the game, so I couldn't really talk about it. So, my final one's Mass Effect, which is almost like a space opera dating sim. You've got to sort of create these big, relationships that blossom into romances. You can have sex with all kinds of freaky aliens and even another human. I think she's human, at least. And it's just it's one of those sort of like side quests. You don't even have to do it, but I think the options are really funny when you do. I think the whole dynamic sort of changes. I mean, I really liked it I think in Mass Effect 2, I completed it that many times that I'd had with every one of my saves, I'd had a relationship with a different person. And by far the best one was Tally, and when I started playing 3, that was the save game that I picked. And Tally sort of made references to it and little comments here and there, and it was just spectacular. So yeah, I really really enjoyed the Mass Effect romance sort of side to it.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, you had to really pursue that thing. It wasn't
had to
go off and do it. You had to, work on the relationships and stuff. Build
Apart
up the
from with Jack, with Jack, who was the sort of bold woman with all the biotics,
and all those tattoos. They were badass tattoos as well.
You could just speak to her once and she'd be like, "So, do you want to sleep together?" And if you slept with her, then she wouldn't talk to you for the rest of the game.
Really?
Yeah, but if you if you
were that bad, Ray.
I did, but I played it so many times I did both. So that was yeah, I guess that was my my other one big, and it spawned my favourite of all catchphrases, which was "Your ass effect makes my mass erect." And it's the sort of thing that I'll find myself thinking about at the coffee machine at work, and then I'll just start laughing to myself. And you can't tell people why you're laughing, so you just have to be like, "No, nothing. It's fine."
You see,
right.
For me with Mass Effect, I just did one playthrough on each game. So on the first one, I went with Ashley, and then in the second one, you meet Miranda.
Yeah.
And I really like that character, and also she's played by I can never remember her name, but it's the girl from Chuck and Dexter, the blonde girl.
I don't think I ever watched it.
Can't think what her name is. It's really annoying, but yeah, she. I think she's fantastic, and she can do no wrong in my eyes. So I was just like, "Oh right, okay, I like Miranda here." And then the third one, Miranda's still there, and I was just like, "Yeah, we're still going to be Miranda."
Yeah, well done for being a very monogamous Captain Shepard. Whereas I was just like, "Yeah, all right then."
I think that's just my personality, anyway.
Just Rex, you want to have a relationship? Well, all right then. Actually, that'd have been amazing.
Yeah.
Well, with the genophage and all these things, so
yeah.
I
can't wait for Andromeda now.
Oh, I just want to have so much alien sex. I wonder how they're going to handle it. They've got to put the relationships back in.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have that. Yeah.
I bet they'll have. Is it the Asari? They're your default blue humanoid Star Trek aliens. I think there'll be a love interest there.
Yeah, I imagine so. So I best go through my list then.
Yeah, I think we're rapidly running out of time.
Right, so when you sent me this question, I was just like, oh, the first one that popped into mind was Mass Effect, and then I was like, okay, you've chosen that one, so I'm gonna have to think for some others. So the first one that actually popped in my mind was the game Catherine.
Which is the one that I thought of. And it was, I think, when I subscribed to it, I didn't subscribe to Xbox Live for a long time, and then I subscribed to Xbox Live, and this was the free game, and I tried to play it a little bit, and I didn't realise it was like a weird falling block puzzle game thing.
Yeah, it's so cool. It reminded me so much of Kurushi.
Yeah, but I guess I wasn't expecting that and instantly didn't get it, and then just never went back to it. But I hear so many good things about it.
I didn't actually complete it. I got about halfway through the game, and then I went on to play some other games. But yeah, the story is absolutely bizarre. It's just like this crazy woman you meet in a cafe. You already have a girlfriend, and then you apparently you think that you've slept with her, but you're not 100% sure.
Yeah, it sounds...
It just goes crazy.
Yeah, and there's like bits where do you because you play as a man, does he turn into a sheep, or does he get horns, or...
I don't know, I didn't get that far into it.
It's weird. It seems really odd. I'm gonna have to
need
play
to go
it.
back and play it.
We'll make it one of those games that we play. We'll sit down one Friday and we'll just play it, and we'll just try and figure it out.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. So the other thing was the other game was, as soon as I thought of that, I was like, Mass Effect. Oh, of course. The other one is Dragon Age. See, I've only played a bit of the third game, so I don't know 100%. But everyone talks about the love themes in Dragon Age and dating. There's one of the guys that all the girls loved in it. I don't know what his name was. Like, I remember listening to a podcast with Jessica Chobot talking about it. She was always on about this one guy on it. Like, and then they were all talking about it and just like, oh, he's so dreamy.
I mean, I didn't play any of the only Dragon Age I've ever been able to get into was Inquisitor, which is a brilliant game. But the only people I knew who played it were really into like the witch, Morrigan. Is it Morrigan?
I really can't remember the name.
There's like a witch who wears very little and it's all black.
I very badly prepared for this one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. So yeah, they were always going on about Morrigan. I didn't know who she was or what she was talking about. So when I played Inquisitor and Morrigan was there, I'm just like, I'm not talking to you at all. I've got no interest in you. So I tried to get in good with like the weird kind of accountant lady, this weird Indian accountant lady, but she wasn't that interested, and turned me down, which was really sad. But yeah, that's the only Dragon Age bit that I know.
I just thought it needed a mention because so many people spoke about it. But I haven't really played enough of the games to really comment on it. But everyone says it's the love angles are done really well on the game.
Yeah, I think they are. I think there's a lot you can do with it. But
there is a series I played all three and to death and absolutely love. And the way they handle it is in a very mature type way, like Mass Effect, but I think in a bit even more adult way, and just the way you approach characters and finally get to that point is the Witcher series. But I'm not including the where you can just go to the whorehouse and screw them. I'm talking about the actual characters, because like you build up a dialogue and a friendship with Triss Marigold, and then oh my god, the name's just completely gone out of my mind. I just had it a second then. What was the other? You played through, didn't you?
Yeah, what was her name?
Yennefer.
There we go. Yeah, you were right.
But yeah, just the way they handle that, the sex scenes are a lot more interesting, shall we say, compared to Mass Effect, which I do find amusing. Mass Effect got all this trouble about showing a bit of alien side boob, whereas The Witcher, will have full on nudity.
Yeah, It is strange what people pick up on, isn't it?
Yeah. And you had to really work at getting to those scenes in Mass Effect where The Witcher is quite, it's not so much work. It's quite easy to get to those, especially if you just go to a whorehouse.
Yeah, I thought The Witcher was very much just sort of like, someone mentioned it, like The Witcher 3, basically straight the way you see boobs.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like the HBO version of games.
Yeah, so it's really, really odd. But it, yeah, I guess it kind of fits that world quite well.
Yeah, because you've got the whole fantasy thing. If you think about Game of Thrones and the amount of tits that you see in that. And dicks as well.
Oh, it's just all dicks.
Yeah.
Just hundreds and hundreds of dick.
Yeah, I think the Witcher games are amazing, just for everything that they've done, to be honest. But the way they handle the relationships is done pretty well. I think it feels real.
Yeah,
I found that I actually felt for the characters, a lot of them. I did with Mass Effect as well, but there was just something the way The Witcher portrays the stories and relationships.
I liked The Witcher. I thought the Witcher relationships worked really well. I mean, I only played the third one, and there's who's the other one? There's Triss, who is the red-headed sorcerer, who I don't know if she's a romance option in 3, because it just didn't.
Yeah, you can.
You can, because I couldn't. She just never seemed interested in Geralt.
Basically, did you know the bit where you get to a point where she's wanting to leave and she says, "Do you want me? Shall I leave or do you want me to stay?" If you ask her to stay, then you can then take it further, or if you let her go, I don't believe you can after that. Because in my playthrough, I let her go. I just felt that was the right thing to do. But I was talking to a friend, and they said no, they took Garth to stay, and then bedded her. So I think that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, and then there's and then Yennefer's the woman in the black and the white, and there's the other one, the sorcerer, who is pretty much all the way through, who you do end up sleeping with. You first meet her in the bath. I can't for the life of me remember what her name is. No,
I can't either. It's completely escaped me.
But whatever her name is, yeah, I think she was a romance option as well. But it's basically all about Yennefer, because the whole game is about finding Yennefer. So you might as well just go with her. Yennefer's fine.
In the second one, was it the second one or was it the first one? I can't remember now. Well, either the first or the second one, you every time you bedded somebody, you got a card. So kind of like a top trumps type card for everyone that you did, and you could collect them all. It's a really weird thing.
That is really weird. That's just so weird, so odd.
Yeah, I was just like, that's really out of place out of this game. I just don't get it at all.
No, it's so weird. God.
In fact, it made me not want to do that because it just felt. Why?
Yeah, it just feels seedy, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I'm glad that they didn't have that in the third game. Well, as far as I'm aware, they don't have it in the third game.
I've got to admit, I did wonder if I was going to get an achievement, and I didn't. So I'm probably glad I didn't. To be fair.
Achievement for you got there, mate.
Yay, fake cartoon sex. Well done, you.
Yeah, no, that would not be a good achievement.
It'd be weird, wouldn't it? It'd be weird.
Yeah, very much. Just talking about this, I just thought of 2 other games that we could have added to this list. One is Honey Pop, which is the dating simulator. Have you actually played it? It's bloody hilarious. It's so weird. Like people go, oh, why would you don't want to have that on your Steam account and stuff. I personally don't have it on my Steam account. I should buy it really because I do think it's funny. I played it on my friend's friends are on. But yeah, it's actually quite a good game, believe it or not. Even though it has this kind of weird Japanese thing going on, even though it's not a Japanese made game, I enjoyed it. It's like Bejeweled kind of thing. You have to match stuff, and certain things that you match, you get extra points and items that you can then buy things and give to the ladies on dates to be better, and they'll like you more. It's weird, but it was actually enjoyable.
Yeah. There's another one as well. Is it called Gun Gal?
No, I don't know that one.
That I've seen it on the PS4. And it's like one of these arcade shooters like House of the Dead and Time Crisis. But there's lots of women who sort of, they kind of stand around angrily in front of you until you shoot them with like this love cannon. It sounds worse than it probably is.
Is that a euphemism for his penis?
I assume it probably is, but it's not actually his penis. And it's just like as you shoot these people, they suddenly start to fall more and more in love with you. It's the weirdest game.
That sounds very weird.
Yeah, and it's the sort of game that I'm gonna have to. When there's a Steam sale and these things are like £1 or £3 or something, I'm just gonna have to buy them all. Like really weird love simulator game and just play them. But then you don't know if you'd start a weird obsession. And
the other game I was thinking of was Lollipop Chainsaw. Did you play that?
I didn't. I really wanted to. I like
such a good game.
I like Grasshopper games.
Yeah, it was. You play as a cheerleader, and there's a zombie invasion, and her boyfriend head gets. I think he gets infected as a zombie, and to save him, his head gets cut off. I think she uses her chainsaw to do it, and then she attaches the head on his on her side. So he's with you all the time, and he'll say all these funny one-liners, and they're just the way they talk to each other as going through is just so funny. And it's just they're just she's like, oh, he's my boyfriend, and just shoving her ass out everywhere. It's a bizarre game, but it's so much fun to play. And just I loved the conversation that they had with each other. It was just so funny.
The other one that I could sort of think of, there's not really any love as such, is Bayonetta, if you like witches that use hair as their clothes. And when she does special attacks, she kind of does strip off and these sorts of things. So I guess very loosely you could say that's one. Very loosely.
I don't know. I've not played it. I've watched the movie, but I haven't played the games.
I didn't realise it was a movie.
Yeah, it's alright actually.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. I probably won't ever watch it. Probably won't ever even try and find it to watch it. But
it's probably on Netflix, I think.
I wonder. Interesting.
So I think that wraps up on the love angle for our Valentine's Day special.
Yeah, Valentine's Day special. Yeah, it was very special as well. We sat around talking about games.
Yeah. That's special to me, damn it.
Yeah, that's all that counts.
It is. It's all I have, man.
I guess that pretty much wraps it up for the week, to be fair.
Have you done anything this week?
I briefly mentioned to you before we started that I bought a mattress. That was good. It's not turned up yet, so I can't comment on that bit. I started playing Mad Max. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing it. Finally finished it.
It's like when you finally get into the open world, and it's just like, oh, we've got to go do this quest. But it's just like, no, there's a guy over here I want to shoot, and then there's some scrap over there, and then there's a tower over here to pull down, and then there's an oil refinery over there, and then I want to go and level up, and then I've played it for about 3 hours, and I've only just got to the second area.
Yeah, you're doing exactly what I did. I do recommend leveling up your characters and your car and your bases as much as you can before actually going to do the main story missions, because once you do that, you can actually get through them pretty easily. The bosses aren't as tough as they would be if you hadn't max leveled.
Yeah, I mean, I've not genuinely noticed any like anything particularly difficult. It's
not that hard
easy.
a game, but some of the bosses take a bit of a pounding.
Hurt. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's very difficult, but yeah, I'm enjoying what I've played so far, so that's good. But yeah, I'm enjoying it for now, which is nice.
I mean, I only paid like £3 for it, so I got more than my money's worth out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I paid what did I pay for it? I paid about £3.50.
Yeah, I think that's what you told me.
Which is, yeah, you know, I'm well happy with £3.50.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, so
did you do anything else other than Mad Max and a mattress?
No, not really. No,
yeah,
no,
I'm
genuinely
pretty much
not.
the same. I completed Mad Max, and I finally completed Doom. I had them on my list to finish off for a while, and then I started playing Inside. Have you played Inside?
I've not played Inside, no.
I think I'm about halfway through that. That's been really good. Some of the puzzles have stumped me for a minute or two, and I've gone, that's how we do it.
One of them.
Yeah, the environments, it looks really nice. You played Limbo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the same guys, and it's very much in the same artistic way. It's a little more colour involved in this one now, but yeah, it's really nice, and the atmosphere on it is quite cool. There's not really any music to it, but it definitely has a little bit in the background, and so far I've just been really enjoying it.
Just really enjoyed the whole thing. I'm kind of still playing Final Fantasy 15, which is it's still a good game. The story leaves a lot to be desired, but yeah, I guess it's pretty good. Well, I'm still playing it, so I guess it is pretty good.
The only other thing I've done this week is basically this week for me has just been wrestling. So last night I was watching the WWE Elimination Chamber, and that was really good. Really enjoyed that. A bit of a shock. Well, that's what I heard, that they were going to do this, and I was pleased that they have gone that way. But I was shocked that the John Cena was eliminated before AJ Styles. So in the Elimination Chamber, you have 6 people, and 2 start off, and then the other 4 are in these cages within the cage. And every 5 minutes they get let out, and then they can start fighting each other. So it came down to John Cena, AJ Styles, and Bray Wyatt. And then Bray Wyatt pins John Cena, who was the champion at the time. So there was definitely going to be a new champion. So it was either going to be AJ getting his title back, what he lost at the Rumble 2 weeks ago, to John Cena, or it was going to be Bray Wyatt walking away with it. And then it ended up being Bray Wyatt, which is really cool. It's his first run as champion, so I was quite happy about that. So he's going off to main event WrestleMania and having to face Randy Orton. But on Monday night, we had WCPW, which is What Culture Pro Wrestling. They're pretty big on YouTube, and they have their own wrestling promotion. And they had it held here in Leicester, so I went there on Monday night, and just had an absolute blast. So much fun. There's definitely something about going to a wrestling show and just chanting profanity at them. It's like they had Alberto Del Rio there, and he was wearing a Zoolander t-shirt that said "really, really, really good looking." So as soon as he got into the ring, I just shouted to him, "Blue Steel!" and he just turned around and did the Blue Steel face. That was worth the admission just at that. It was fantastic. So yeah, if you get the chance to go to a WCPW show, definitely worth the money.
Well, I basically understood none of what you said.
I'm sure maybe one or two people.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
I tell you, man, the British wrestling scene at the moment is getting big, and I think it's just about to explode. There's so much good talent out there at the moment, and
I hear that
the WWE had the English tournament about a month back to I assume they're going to be doing their own TV show, but I don't know when that's starting. Hopefully soon. But yeah, they had a load of the top English guys in a tournament over a weekend, and that was just absolutely amazing. And it's definitely put eyes on to a lot of the UK talent. So they're going to prosper from that hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to I listened to one particular podcast, and they have lots of different. It's like a network, and they have lots of different kinds of podcasts. So they've got games, and one for comic books, and one is pro wrestling. And they're always saying that the English pro wrestling scene is sort of really coming into its own at the minute.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think that's really, I think it's really nice in a way, just because I don't think we're particularly well known for that sort of thing.
We used to be. That was the thing. Like World of Sport, that was massive until it all came out that the thing is all predetermined. I don't like saying the word fake because it's not fake.
People punch each other. People actually get hurt.
Yeah, they're not trying to knock each other out. They're trying to put on an entertainment show. But yeah. It kills. I did it for a while, and it absolutely kills. So it's not fake. It's just that it's not like MMA where you go and beat the living shit out of somebody.
No, I find MMA really hard to watch. I think it's just really brutal.
I get why people like it. I'm not a huge fan of it myself. I watched a few shows when they've had like Brock Lesnar and CM Punk fighting. It's okay. It's just it doesn't entertain me as much as what wrestling does. And wrestling can be funny and it can be really serious, and they tell these stories that last 10, 20, 30, even to an hour long story. You go through an emotional journey with them, and with MMA it can be over within seconds, or it could just be really drawn out and no one really doing anything, or they're just rolling on the floor of each other. It just doesn't entertain me that much. I don't really enjoy watching real fights. It's not something that I find that enjoyable. Sometimes I have a curiosity on it, but each to their own really. If you love it, more power to you. That's cool.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And with that, I guess it's probably time to say goodbye, because it's we're kind of getting on for a bit.
Well, I think we deserve it after last week was cut short.
Yeah, after last week was a bit of a nightmare. So hopefully we don't get to that stage again, and we can all move on with our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean I guess for where you can find me on Twitter as Pondis Plays and Facebook as Pondis Plays. You can find us on Facebook as Nothing to Play. I would say I am much more active on Nothing to Play than on anything else. So please do come and find us on the Nothing to Play page on Facebook. The website, there has been an article go up on the website, so that's quite nice. I will start trying to get some more bits up on the website when I can. I guess that's where you can find me.
I think we should do some stuff of our collections and put that up so people can see.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get more involved with it, I guess, as sort of time goes on. I mean, it's still fairly early days at the minute, so I'm not too worried about that. I've got I'll probably put a few videos up on the YouTube channel as well, and I'll link them to the pages and probably the website as well. So.
Yeah.
We can get people to see them. So where can we find you, Kingy?
Instagram, I'm Bold Bearded Gamer. I've got a Facebook page for Bold Bearded Gamer as well, and a YouTube channel for Bold Bearded Gamer. I haven't really been that active on them recently, but I do intend to do some more stuff for it at some point. It's just finding the time at the moment. On Twitter, you can find me at Ivan_Czar. Again, not that active on that, but if you do tweet me and stuff, I will try to get back to you. But yeah, that's about it. Everywhere you can find me.
Cool. So I guess that's it for this week. So
we really need to get better at signing off.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We'll start to make a thing of it. But
yeah.
Yeah, I guess until next week, have fun, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.